What up, y'all? We got another spiritual video here. Not necessarily spiritual. I guess it's spiritual because it's dealing with the world, right? So we're going to tap in. We're going to tune in. We're going to see what's going on. So we got Quasi here. If y'all never heard of Quasi, man, he is a guy of a lot of intellect, you know what I'm saying? A lot of education, right? He helps provide education back to the people, right? So he's a great guy, man. He's a great guy. Right now, he wants to talk about something that Cat Williams said, right? I don't know if he said it or not. I didn't see the actual interview or when he said these things, but most likely Quasi is going to provide us with the evidence or the video proof of it being said, right? If he ain't said it to me in perfect person, I don't know if he said it or not. I don't care if they got video on it or not. You feel me when I say that? Because we don't know how these videos and this AI work. It's easy to replace somebody's voice on the audio, take the voice out, put somebody else's voice. It's easy to replace somebody's face, put somebody else's face and body on it. It's easy to do these type of things, right? That's Hollywood. It's easy, right? But we're going to take it with a grain of salt, right? Take it with a grain of salt. We're going to gather the information and we're going to proceed with life. So Cat Williams, the truth about humanity lies in this tablet. Okay. Already. It's a lie. Ain't no way the truth about humanity is is on one tablet. Man, you know how big that tablet would have to be? Are we being real? Okay. So it probably has some truth on it. I give it that. But it can't be the truth of all. No. It's not going to fit on a tablet. It's not. I'm sorry. But let's get into it. All right,
Quasi here. So recently, I was listening to JRE with an episode from Cat Williams. He mentioned the Emerald Tablet and the true origin of all religion.
J.P. McGee's is insane. Right. It's just like, even Tesla says that this is where he came to get the information. But if you follow that information pathway, it leads you to this character called Thoth, right?
You don't have to go there to get to the information. God provides you with the information on the daily. See what I'm saying? How we can debunk a lot of this stuff? So you telling me I need to go all the way to Egypt to get some information? No. All I gotta do is say, God, what's going on? Let me know what's going on. I ain't gotta go all the way to no damn Egypt. Stupid. Anyways, the fuck?
And the Emerald Tablets of Thoth are literally mind-changing and mind-blowing.
I can believe that. Just like the Bible is. Just like you sitting up under a tree. The tree gonna talk to you and give you all the information that's sitting right there. Because it contains that. Again, I don't have to go all the way to fucking Egypt to get this information.
Because you understand when this was written and the terminology being used is, when was it written, far too accurate for now. So...
Now, in my journey, I've always tried to go deep to identify the true source of all ancient teachings, especially of different religions like Christianity, Buddhism, Hinduism, knowledge from secret societies like Freemasons, Rosicrucians, Illuminati, and the like. Then I came across this book by this gentleman by the name of William Hawke, who spoke about the true source of all powerful ancient knowledge, the Emerald Tablet. In his book, this is how the Emerald Tablet is described. It is a precious stone like an emerald, whereon these characters are represented in bas-relief, not engraved. It is esteemed above 2,000 years old. The matter of this emerald had once been in a fluid-like state, like melted glass, and had been cast in a mold, and to this flux, the artist had given the hardness of the natural and genuine emerald by his art. What's even more mysterious is the author of this tablet, Thoth, who is known as Hermes Trismegistus. Now, the term Trismegistus quite literally translates to thrice greatest, which shows his mastery over all three planes of existence: physical, mental, and spiritual.
Okay. Body, mind, soul. Gotcha.
Studying Hawke's work, everything started to make more sense. The origins of all teachings. It is said that modern religions have literally originated from the teachings of the Emerald Tablet. Gnosticism, Freemasonry, Rosicrucianism, Buddhism, and even ancient yogic knowledge. All attributed.
Right. And that's why it's so much damn what's it called? Division, right? Because y'all sitting there trying to get information off a tablet that you don't even know how to read. Stupid, right? Instead of going with inside, right? Because the kingdom is inside. Anything they wrote outside came from the inside first. They had to think about it first before writing it down. Y'all still ain't getting it though. Talking about all the information on the tablet. All the information is inside of you, stupid. Within, without, dummies. For Einstein, he had to think within. JFK, how we make a plane? How we make a car? All the information came from the inside out. Stupid.
To this one being, Hermes Trismegistus. What's even more interesting is that this Hermes Trismegistus is said to have had 3 incarnations. The first being Thoth, who Jewish mystics actually likened to Seth, the second child of Adam and Eve. And Thoth is also known as the Atlantean, is also said to have had godlike powers, invented hieroglyphics, the first ever method of record keeping. According to an ancient record, the Ebers Papyrus, a 68-foot long scroll on alchemy, the oldest book in the world, Thoth taught humans how to become gods and is the initiator of human enlightenment. The second incarnation of Hermes Trismegistus was an ancient Egyptian god-king known as Akhenaten, who lived in 1300 BC and arrived shortly after the Great Flood. It is said that Akhenaten rediscovered the Emerald Tablet at the beginning of his rule as pharaoh, and that without him, the pyramids would not have been built. He was known as the heretic pharaoh and created the first monotheistic religion in worshipping the sun god. The third and final incarnation of Hermes Trismegistus was this being known as Balinus, who lived in the same era as Jesus himself, during 15 AD onwards. He is commonly referred to as Apollonius of Tyana, or the pagan Jesus. Balinus is said to have discovered the Emerald Tablet in a cave, where it was actually hidden by Alexander the Great on his way to Mesopotamia. Legend has it that Balinus spent the rest of his life mastering the contents of the Emerald Tablet and accomplished immense feats like influencing kings, escaping otherwise inescapable situations like imprisonment and chains by literally morphing his body. Balinus taught that just as the one thing, the divine source, exists in the universe, so it is mirrored in each of us and exists as the soul, which evolves through reincarnations as it seeks perfect expression. Man is only a temporary carrier of something with a much greater purpose.
Right. Like I said, the kingdom is inside. Yes, that's the truth. Right? But he not the only one that got that information. He ain't the only one. Some people already have this information and we never seen the tablet. So tell me, how do we already have this information if we never read the tablet? That's because God talks to some of us. We don't have to physically go out there and start reading, oh, I'm gonna read this tablet, oh, I gotta read this wall to get this information. No. God, send me the information. God, use me. I am a receiver, right? Some of y'all still ain't getting it. Y'all here searching for the fountain of youth. It's already inside of you. And you can tell who don't know this information because they get older and older. Look at the people, y'all. Pay attention.
In today's video, I'm going to share with you the 3 main laws that show up consistently throughout the teachings of the original Emerald Tablet and how you can use it to create the life that you want through full realization of these teachings. Let's get started. I encountered a book called The Kybalion back in 2017, which was written by the 3 initiates, particularly William Walter Atkinson, a gentleman who's written many personal development books. But I was initially very disappointed because I found out that this book wasn't actually the true teachings of the Emerald Tablet, but it was a rehash, a reformulated in there.
Duh. That's what I said from the beginning. Duh. He couldn't read that tablet. He don't know what them words say on that tablet. Stupid.
own interpretations, and there was no original reference to the teachings itself. So that set me on a journey to find out the true translation of the Emerald Tablet, which is what we're going to discuss today, the three main laws that recur throughout. But what was interesting for me, though, was when I learned about the Kybalion and the mysterious character Hermes Trismegistus, I took it to heart and I said, okay, maybe this is the truth, because I didn't know anything else. I started applying them, and my life completely changed. And now when I'm studying it, I see commonalities between some of the laws, the 7 laws that were presented in the Kybalion, and the 3 laws that recur throughout from that one paragraph.
Bro, those are the laws of the universe. The principle of mentalism, the principle of correspondence, the principle of vibration. This is the universe. That's how the universe was created. It has nothing to do with the Kybalion. It has nothing to do with the Emerald Tablet. This is what I'm saying. This is how dumb y'all is. They gonna put any type of name on there. I could have said, instead of the Kybalion, I could have said the Illuminati and added these 7 same things. Y'all would have believed it. Because y'all so damn stupid. The principle of gender, male and female. This is the universe. God already did all of this. The humans, they just like to take God's work and try to say that they created it or they found the information. This is all God's information. Stupid. And that's why y'all don't have the power. Literally. They don't have no power. Literally. The principle of rhythm. You don't think God was the first one to have rhythm? So you saying this man just came up with it? Stupid. Like I said, we cutting and breaking this stuff down, bro. We gotta cut it all and break it down, bro. Give glory to God. I don't care about no Kybalion. I don't care about no man that wrote these books. Give glory to God. And that man that wrote the book, I bet you he'll say the same. He'll look at me like, you know what? Glory to God. Because without God, this information would not have been possible to retrieve. Regardless of the book, regardless of the tablet, I already knew this stuff without any of that. All you gotta do is talk to God, bruh. Literally, God, what you doing today? How your day going? Good? You got the sun out today, the birds chirping. It's real peaceful out there. He like, yeah, I put it out there just for you. Y'all gotta have them conversations instead. Y'all pick their phone up. Oh, bro. Oh, shawty, what you up to? Oh, yeah, man, my day, man. That's all y'all like to do. Y'all never want to sit down with y'all real father and talk to them, man.
Of translation that I'm about to share with you.
My bad, John. I'll try to stop. Stop.
There are 3 planes of existence. There is what's known as the physical plane, what's known as the mental plane, and finally what's known as the spiritual plane. It is the
and it's all one. Yes. It's all one.
Spirit that manifests itself in the mental and physical. The one thing manifests itself into one mind. And everything is contained within what's known as the All. Just like Muslims call it Allah, Christians, Jewish call it God. This God figure, Godhead, ideal figure, everything is contained within the All. Hermetic teachings don't like to look at a monotheistic God. It's more like non-personifying God, because once you personify God, you label God, you give God human-like qualities. It's preferred in Hermetic traditions to not label God, even though the second incarnation of Hermes Trismegistus, Akhenaten, actually tried to put forward a monotheistic religion. He still didn't label it God, merely looked at the sun as a god. And the oldest translation is actually a translation from Balinese, which goes back to this Arabic book called, I'm going to grossly mispronounce it, it's called Kitab Sir al-Harika, which translates, I believe, to the Book of Secrets. In this book, there is one main passage, which is supposedly the most direct translation that can be found. So I'm going to read this passage out to you. Truth, certainty, that in which there is no doubt. That which is above is from that which is below, and that which is below is from that which is above, working the miracles of one thing, as all things were from one. Its father is the sun, and its mother the moon. The earth carried it in her belly, and the wind nourished it in her belly. As earth, which shall become fire. Feed the earth from that which is subtle. With the greatest power, it ascends from the earth to the heaven and becomes ruler over that which is above and that which is below. I want you to really read this a couple of times to see what sticks out to you. And now let's get to the three main laws that this book puts forth. The very first law right from this passage is the mention of as above, so below. The above came from the below and the below came from the above. It basically mentions that our world is dual. Have you ever wondered why spiritual teachers always speak in dualities? It's because they understand that the nature of this world is dual. It's yin and yang, hot and cold, light and dark. Everything is manifested into two different poles. That's the illusory world, which shows us the opposites, shows us contradictions every single day. Why? Because this illusory world is always subject to change. You'll notice in society, political parties will go from a Democratic to Republican, back to Democratic, back to Republican. It's always ideologies of basically going from one end to the next. One day someone believes in this, a few years later it goes to the extreme end, then comes back to balance for a very short period of time and then goes back to the extreme end. So everything is in a state of flux. That's why these ancient Eastern teachers have always talked about going beyond the veil of Maya. Pierce the veil of Maya, go beyond the illusion. Find that which is permanent in this constant state of impermanence. So duality is always in a state of evolving, okay? It's in a state of flux, meaning it's always undergoing change. And for me, this was absolutely crucial to understand because I would find that maybe just like you, I have periods of ruts in my life, okay, where I get stuck, I don't feel inspired or motivated, and I keep experiencing the same Groundhog Day.
Well, it's Groundhog Day. Again?
It doesn't matter where you are in your life, how wonderful it is. If you feel stuck, you're stuck. As human beings, we always want to grow and we want to evolve and become better every single day. And if you keep staying stuck at a certain place, well, then you're going to call it a prison, right? You could be in the most wonderful prison, but it's still going to be a prison if you're not expanding boundlessly. When I started to see that I was stuck, the only thing that would get me unstuck, and this is what's crucial, was when I was asking, what am I holding on to? What is trying to evolve, but I'm holding on to that idea? And I remember in my business when I was stuck, it's because I kept insisting on running ads when ads weren't working for me, when ads weren't the right thing to do. So I had to switch one day when I came to this epiphany that I'm really holding on to ads because someone told me that this was the right way to go. And so I said, okay, what if I just took the funds that I allocated to ads and actually go into organic, something that's already working for me? And that wasn't a proven pathway. There's so many times in our lives we think, this is it, this has to work, this is the proven pathway. But typically when we're trying to follow a proven path that someone else sets out for us, well, it's not our own individual path. It's worked for them, but doesn't mean it's necessarily going to exact.
Duh. Like, duh. Stupid.
Work for us. We can take bits and pieces, the principles of excellence, and evolve with it, but we're being too static. We're holding on to something that we have to let go of. You have to let go of life. This duality is always evolving and becoming something new. In this journey of evolution, who am I becoming? Am I holding on to ideas that are no longer serving me because it has allowed me to become successful in the past? Something that's gotten you from 1 to 10 is not necessarily going to get you from 10 to 100. So you have to become open-minded and inquisitive to ask, what is the right path for me? I know that's a little bit esoteric, but I really want you to think about it. In any area of your life that you feel stuck right now, what fault?
It's not esoteric. Like I said, if you believe in God, 11:11 on the clock down there, this is the questions you would ask. Yo, God, what's the right path for me? Yo, God, what you want me doing today? What you want me to do for the rest of this week? Sit down and God like, yo, I want you to do this, do that. You like, you sure? All right, you want me to do it. All right. It's that simple. But again, y'all don't take the time, bruh. Y'all busy picking up their phone. Let me call my homie. What you doing today? No, nigga. No.
False idea are you holding on to that keeps attracting the same in your life? What are you struggling to let go of that is keeping on the same Groundhog Day happening again and again? Just ask this simple question.
I don't even know what a Groundhog Day is, bro. What is that? Like, what is that?
When I started to ask myself this question in any single area of my life, what I'm holding on to that's keeping me stuck, the answers naturally come. The quality of your life is not proportional to the answers that you have, but it's directly proportional to the quality of questions that you ask yourself.
That is true. That's true. I remember when I was making $40,000 a year, I thought that was cool. I was fine with that. Until I seen people making $100,000. And then I seen people making $50,000 a month. Y'all heard what I said. People making $50,000 a month. My $40,000 a year ain't nothing to $50,000 a month. So then I had to ask quality questions. How can I make more? Right? What can I do to make more? Right? And then like he said, literally the answers will come to you naturally. Now, if you got spirits in your body, they're going to lead you the wrong way. If you got drugs in your body, it's going to give you fog. You ain't going to want to do nothing. It's going to lead you the wrong way. If you got people in your ear, people renting space in your body, mind, and soul, they're going to lead you the wrong way. Y'all hear what I'm saying? Distractions. Bunch of them. Lots of them everywhere. It could be the alarm on your phone. Keep turning off. That's a distraction. Right? Y'all hear them in the back. Distraction. But it ain't got nothing to do with what we got going on here. Right? Exactly.
And this was one of the most important laws for me that I realized, that I actually learned from the Kybalion. And surprise, it pops up in this oldest translation as well, as above, so below. Everything is a reflection. What is the image you are presenting to the mirror? Because remember, the mirror won't smile before you do. I have to consciously change what I'm presenting to the mirror of reality.
Some of y'all don't even like smiling because y'all teeth messed up. Your breath stank. You done did so many people wrong, you can't even smile. So that's true. Look at the mirror, y'all. Don't be around people that got that downing ass energy, bro. They frown upside down. They like this. You like, man, it's beautiful outside. They like, The fuck? It's beautiful outside. Oh yeah, bro, it's sunny outside, bro. It's a good day. That's what I want to hear. Match that energy. It's good ass. Some people, oh no, it's too hot out there. You hear that downing energy? Can you hear it? You can hear it. It sounds dumb, don't it? It's beautiful outside. Oh yeah, man, let's get outside, bro. Like that. Ain't God outside, bro. Like get it. That sound good, don't it? Oh man, it's too hot outside, man. I ain't trying to go out there, man. It's traffic. Don't that sound downing? Don't that sound like some stupid ass devil energy? Don't it sound like it's downing you? Oh man, no man, that mountain, man, I definitely can't walk up there, man. I ain't gonna make it to the top. Don't that sound dumb to you? But don't the Bible say you ask the mountain to move and the mountain gonna move? Don't the Bible say that God's children don't ever get weak or faint or get weary? Right? So again, like I'm saying, all this information that y'all talking about, bro, either you already got it instilled inside you, your parents put it in you, right? Or it came with your soul. You don't have to go to Egypt. You don't have to read no tablets to get this information. You already have it within inside of you. They had to get this information from within inside. They had to bring it out by writing it down or carving it on, whatever the case may be. I don't know how they did it, but however they did it. But regardless, all the information started from within first.
If I would like to see a change happen outside. So this was one of the most fundamental laws that made a biggest shift for me, which leads me to understanding that thing that is permanent within the impermanent. The second part to this, the law of awareness. And when we go back to the passage, it's the very first line. Truth, certainty, that in which there is no doubt.
That's correct. That's like if I walk across this water, you heard what I said, I'm going to walk across the water. Truth, certainty, that in which there is no doubt. Y'all seen what happened to that man when Jesus told him, come across the water? He walked across 3 to 4 steps and then he proceeded to fall down in because his faith started getting weary. That's what happens when your faith is weary. Y'all see Curry when he throw them shots up? The first thing he do, shots out to God. He praying up there every single time. Why? Because that's the truth. Law of awareness. One thing, like he said, that never changes. That's inside of anything and everything that you can touch and see and feel. inside of all of us, inside of anything and everything that you can see. God, the truth, right? I get it. The other guy, he said he don't like putting no label on it, no name to it. I get it. Some people call it the universe. Some people call it the all. Some people call it the collective consciousness. We got different words, different names for the same thing, right? Again, it's the truth. Law of awareness. Knowing that while I'm walking in the woods, even if I see a bear, a lion, or a tiger, God is with me, right? So I ain't scared because that's the truth. So that ain't never gonna change. The same spirit that's in me is inside of those animals, right? That ain't never gonna change. You can't take it up out of them. But you can confuse and distract the people, the animals, and everything else. You can do that. So as you proceed to gain the truth, law of awareness, the truth, certainty comes and you have no doubt. Can't nobody fool you. You can't tell me God ain't inside of me talking right now. I ain't believing what you saying. I know what's going on. Just like you couldn't tell somebody else. Because that's the truth. It's the law of awareness of knowing what's going on. Now, again, if you're not aware, that means you're what? Sleep. That means you're not awoke. You're not awoke because you're not aware. Right.
What do you think that's referring to? What is it within us that is absolutely certain? There is no doubt about that existence. There is doubt whether you are what you call yourself. There is actually doubt if I'm Quasi or I was born in this place. These are all memory. Memory, it can always lie to us, right?
And that's why I told my mom my name not Ian. That's the name she gave me when I was born. That ain't my spirit name. My spirit doesn't have a name. It came directly from the source. There is no name. No ID. Come on now. This is too easy, Quasi. You just now getting this information out. It's too easy. Like I said, some of us are built with this information already inside of us. We don't have to read no books, right? We tap directly in with the source, the all, of which you speak of.
Right now, in this moment, yes, I identify as this person called Quasi, but that could change. In this moment, I see my body as this, but that could change. My cells are decaying. It's not forever. This body is going to pass. But
you see, you're still talking stupid. That can change too, Quasi. Stupid. He just said one thing that said another. Everybody not dying, dude. I don't know why y'all haven't came to the realization of that. But I get why he hasn't come to the realization because he lacks knowledge. He has less intellect than a person like me. Crazy. Everybody doesn't have to die. Everybody's body doesn't have to decay. That's not the truth. There ain't no reason them people was living thousands of years and you gonna sit here and say that your body decaying. Your words definitely create your reality, so why would you say that dumb shit about yourself? Let alone pass that along to millions of people. If he was next to me, I'd slap him upside his head saying that dumbass statement. You sound stupid. You know what I'm saying? He lacks knowledge. He sounds dumb. The hell?
within me, what is it that will never pass? What is it within me that always was, is, and always will be? And this is what's known as awareness. Within you, there is a quality of awareness, a quality of witnessing and watching that has always been there when you're 4 years old, that is right now, and will likely stay the same when you turn 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, because it's beyond time. Time doesn't affect it. It is a step removed from space-time. So the ancient yogis call this awareness because it's sort of formless, right? When awareness takes on a form, localizes itself, we call it mind, or you can say, I'm conscious. Where does this consciousness go when you're asleep? Consciousness is no longer there. You are unconscious. Even consciousness is dual. What is beyond consciousness? That awareness. That awareness is always there. We just don't know how to tap into it when we're asleep. That awareness is...
That is a lie. You still lying to these people. Because I know how to move around in the dream world. Right? I know how to move around in the lucid world. See what I'm saying? You still ain't got enough knowledge and information, bro. Lack of knowledge, bro. He's still grasping the surface. He ain't dived deep in. In your dreams, you can control everything. If you wanted to. What are you talking about, boy? You are literally conscious and you're aware. And then it's so crazy because you can be in the dream world moving and you can hear what's going on here in the physical plane. And you can choose to come back or stay. You know what I'm saying? He lacks knowledge.
Always present. And very famous sages like Sri Ramana Maharshi. There's a very profound book that I read back in around 2020, 2021, Who Am I? By Sri Ramana Maharshi. It's a very small book, around 30, 40 pages. In it, he gives you a direct method to go beyond this identity, beyond mind and body. In the physical plane, we have the body. In the mental plane, we have the mind. In the spiritual plane, we have that which is beyond mind and body, which is what? Awareness. Pure, formless, boundless awareness. When you can stay as awareness and purely just be the witnessing, just think about it this way. There is a particular identity that I'm embodying as I'm making this video. But if I go beyond this identity, I can watch the quasi that I believe myself to be, making it...
Right. That's like having a bird's eye view. And that's the part you talking about with Thoth. You had the bird's eye view. Having that eagle eye. Right? When you see destruction here and there, but you're not attached to none of it. This is literally, bro.
This video. But if I can watch that thing, therefore I am not it. If I can watch my thoughts and observe my thoughts, therefore there is a separation between what is watching and the thought itself. Therefore, I'm not a thought. I'm not the thought that I'm thinking. In my body, I can feel a feeling, but there is a watching of that feeling. I know this is getting a little bit tricky to understand, but there's an observation, a witnessing, a watching. So there is a space between that which is watching and the feeling itself.
Right. And that's what you learn when you meditate. Those that ever did meditation. You sitting there meditating. And you notice that sometimes you may have thoughts that pop up. Right? I meditate a lot. You may have thoughts that pop up from yesterday. What time is it right now? Right now it's about 6:30. Yesterday around 6:30, your identity was hungry. Around 6:30, you like, oh. You sitting there meditating, you like, oh. I'm a little hungry. It's just, again, it's just a thought. You're watching the thought. If you watch the thought, right, you could be like, no, I'm not. This is when you get into fasting, right? Mastering fasting, right? I'll eat tomorrow. I ain't gotta eat today. The thought came up, the feeling came up. I don't feel like doing it right now. It's basically telling that dog to sit his ass down. I'm gonna feed you later. Matter of fact, I'm gonna feed you in 2 days. You ain't eating today. It's that simple. It's called self-control, right? Because sometimes thoughts come in that may not be your thought. It could be somebody else. It could have been you could have just seen a commercial and you like, oh, I want some chicken today. I just seen a KFC. I kind of want to go to. You see what I'm saying? These are other thoughts and other programs coming into your brain. And again, all you gotta do is watch it. I'm good. I don't want that. This is essentially how what he's talking about. You control the physical, mental, and the spiritual plane. This is how you control it. Because if you're jumping at every thought, you're not in control. Because some of those thoughts aren't your thoughts. right? Again, you can be next to somebody, they like, oh, I'm thirsty. And you like, I'm kind of thirsty too. Was that your thought, or was that the person next to you thought? That they try to put the energy on you? So you got to sit down and think. Am I thirsty? Am I parched right now? No, I'm good. I'm good. Right. You're good. We always are good. We always are good. But then if you get that monkey see, monkey do, that sheep mentality, what you gonna do is one person hungry, everybody fucking hungry. One person want the fish and bread, everybody want the fish and bread, even though Jesus already told them you don't need it. Y'all see where I'm going? You see where I'm going? And yes, this is a real battle that you're fighting between the physical, mental, and the spiritual. So yes, you're gonna feel it. Your body is fighting you like, hey, feed me right now. Ha, ha. Your brain starting to thump. Feed me, feed me. Is your body in control or is you in control? Your body don't control you. You control the body. So you tell your body, man, I ain't give you nothing and you better survive. Your body like, man, all right, man. I'm gonna give you 300 more years. I bet you is. Control your reality. It's very simple. Take control of your thoughts. Take control of your reality. It's very simple. Do not allow people to put and plant seeds in your brain. You got to uproot some of that stuff, right? Plant your own seeds. Come on now.
I can say that I am not the feeling. But even then, there is a watching of the watching itself. Therefore, I'm not even the watching. I'm that which is beyond. I simply am. There is. I can say, the only thing I can say for sure is that there is some form of existence. I'm not this and that, but only when I remove the clouds can the sun shine forth. When I remove false ideas that I have about myself, then I can see my true self. It's kind of like you have a pond which is dead still. You won't know that there is a pond until there are ripples within the pond. So just like our mind, we don't know that there is awareness until we completely remove all of these ripples. We can't function as awareness until we remove the ripples within the awareness. We can step beyond it. Another analogy I can give you is, if I have a lot of things in the foreground, my focus, my attention gets directed to the things in the foreground. I can't notice the vast background, the sky. I'm focused on the individual clouds, the individual thoughts, my pains, my desires. Those are the things I can focus on. This is a very, very deep Eastern yogic method known as self-inquiry. The path of the intellect, where you go beyond mind and you just keep going beyond more and more until you can fully rest as awareness. And this will have profound implications for your life because you will no longer be the same.
That is true. And you need to do that, Quasi, because you far off. You ain't did self-inquiry yet, I'm pretty sure. The hell?
You will no longer be affected by anything that happens outside of you. You're going to
Exactly.
be completely imperturbable. And this is something I've been practicing for the last 3 years that's allowed me to consciously show up as the version of myself that I want to show up as, rather than unconsciously show up as the version that I thought I have to be. So understand that it is the formless that takes on form. The key to understanding this method, to going beyond all thought, is to simply watch at every single moment whatever is arising, and allow it to arise. This thought arises, that too has permission to exist. It is okay for it to exist, but it is not me. I simply watch it and observe it. So I simply ask, to whom does this thought occur? Well, the answer is simple, it's me. Well, then the question then becomes, who is this me? Who am I? The point of this exercise isn't to blindly answer the questions, because that's initially what you're going to be doing, right? You're just going to try to answer the questions like, oh, I'm this quasi person and I was born and...
No, that's not what people gonna do. That's what you think people gonna do. What y'all gonna do is y'all gonna ask God, who am I? Who am I? What is my purpose? What is divine purpose that you sent me here for? That's what y'all gonna do. You're not gonna sit there and blindlessly aim and sit there and be stupid. You teach these people intellect, you ain't teaching these people intellect. The hell?
In Bangladesh, and I'm brown, and blah,
No,
blah, blah, like,
no. See, you still look at him. The fuck, brown? What does that even mean?
your characteristics, you identify with yourself, but then you ask, what's even beyond that? Is that really me? Who really am I? And that's when you start to get to the crux of it. You start to get to the root of this whole being. And the root of this being is the root of all beings, which is that air outside the bubble. I encourage you to try that, because I did this and I still do this for over 3 years, and it's just gotten to a point where I'm less and less affected by what happens outside. And when your internal is less and less affected by what happens outside, you become a very powerful creator of your reality, because you're no longer disturbed and influenced by what people are saying, what others are doing. You find your own true, unique way. You connect to your heart. Okay, so I encourage you to follow this law of awareness that's completely changed my life. That book is really going to help you, but it's sufficient for you to simply ask these 2 questions. Observe thought. To whom does this arise? Who am I? Which actually leads me to the 3rd and final law that we see throughout this passage in the Emerald Tablet. The law of transmutation. There's a very, very direct mention of it throughout, where it says, the earth carried it in her belly, and the wind nourished it in her belly, as earth which shall become fire. That which is above is from that which is below, and that which is below is from that which is above, working the miracles of one thing, as all things were from one. The earth carried it in her belly, and the wind nourished it in her belly, as earth which shall become fire. So you can see there is a transmutation of states. And that's because back in the day, the highest reward you could achieve was through alchemy. And the goal of alchemy was to transmute base metal lead into gold. But in the Emerald Tablet, the base
You can do that with rainwater. It's so easy.
metal into gold was actually a euphemism, a metaphor for transmuting this internal power into
Right. So internal power, what is that? That's that creative energy, right? How do you turn that into higher riches, right? You hold the energy, you withstand the energy, right? So let's say day 1 is $1, day 2 $10, day 3 $100, day 4 $1,000,000, day 5 $1 billion, day 6 $1 trillion. It can be that easy and that fast, literally. All you have to do is hold that internal power and then transmute it. Transmuted it means, what are you holding it for? By directing it, by telling the power, I want to use you to create riches. I want to use you to create flight. I want to use you so I can walk across the water, right? So you're transmuting, and people are going to be like, oh, he's doing magic. Oh, he's doing it. You're transmuting the power that we all have access to. We all came in here the same way. We all have access to all of the same abilities, right? Again, a lot of this knowledge has been lost. Why? Because of control, because of power. They don't want everybody knowing this stuff. So that's what I'm saying. So once you into enlightenment, the highest state, above the body, out of the mind, out of the crown chakra, out of the third eye, you way up there at that point. You out of the heart, you all the way up there. You out of it. Come on now. Into transmuting our being and reaching the highest levels. Right. Now you're looking at objects, and now objects is literally moving. You're able to move objects with your mind, because you're past the reality. You past the point of, oh, we got to go pick up that and pick up this. Nah, now you're transmuting. Now you're bringing that information up and out.
to much higher riches, into enlightenment, into transmuting our being and reaching the highest levels like Balinus did, which allowed him these secret powers to influence, to achieve miraculous feats. There's no power kind of like that. So in understanding that, we have to understand what the Philosopher's Stone is that Hermes Trismegistus was referring to, or Thoth. Whoever wrote the Emerald Tablet. The Philosopher's Stone that allows you to transmute base metal into gold, that is the internal equivalent that we all possess within us, is the power of imagination. So what you've got to understand is this was a safeguard to prevent people from falling into dogmatic ideas, because society will always try to convince you and shut down your imagination, because imagination is what allows us to break free, right? Even Einstein.
They will try to shut down your imagination. If I tell you y'all can fly, somebody gonna be like, no, man, humans can't fly. Somebody gonna try to shut it down. I believe we can. So I'm not believing what them people believe in. I believe in we can fly just like Jordan. You feel me? I feel like we can go above and over. You feel me? I believe we can fly above the moon and over. Pigs can fly too. I believe it all. Right? I'm keeping my imagination, my creative imagination. I'm never gonna let somebody to cut it off. Nah. Don't ever do that, bro. Don't ever do that. That's how they got billionaire companies like Disney, right? Because they keep that imagination flowing, right? They keep it going.
Einstein had this quote that it's imagination that runs the whole world. Once we lose imagination, once we lose our own creative path, we are doomed. We are subject to someone else's diction of how our lives should go. So the one thing that I've tried to do throughout my whole journey, the one method that I've always focused on is the act of visualization. When I visualize my ideal scene every single day. When I first started off on this journey, I would visualize waking up in a mansion in LA next to the woman of my dreams with my red Ferrari and what life looks like after I've accomplished everything. And this was when I was dead broke. I had not a penny to my name and I was doing a full-time 9-to-5 job. 4 years later, we have a multi-million-dollar business, the mansion, everything, beautiful baby, beautiful wife. All of this happened because I consistently visualized that. I use the power of creative imagination. Like, people don't understand how powerful this is. It's the act of creative visualization. Use your imagination.
Right.
Connect the...
For any artist to create a picture, paint a picture, you gotta use your visualization. You gotta use your creative abilities. Right? You have to.
Thought to the feeling. When the thought and the feeling are harmonized together, the mind and the heart come together, we master all three planes, right? Because for most people, the heart is very, very silent because the mind said, you should want this. And
like I told y'all, like Jordan. I told y'all, shit, like Muhammad Ali. Anybody who ever been in boxing got knocked down, you've been in a fight before, you got knocked down, your heart, your mind said, man, I'm finna get up, man, ooh. Which you got up. Now, if you ain't had no heart, you ain't had no mind, you got knocked down, you like, ooh. You was out. You was out cold. You was gone. It was over for you. It was over before it started. Come on now. You know what I'm saying? It's too easy to recognize where this power has already been used. It's already been shown in front of our faces in multiple occasions. I wouldn't even be talking to y'all right now if this power wasn't being used. Who created these screens, these monitors, and these cameras? Somebody that was using their creative power. That's how they have phones with different designs. We're gonna make this phone smaller and this one bigger. This one ain't gonna have no button on it. That's all creative design. But then you get trapped as a consumer because you didn't use your creative mind to create something like this, right? Instead, you went out and bought it. You see how that work? And that's why they get the billions while you gotta spend your money on their products. It's the reason why you go into the grocery store and they got 10 different types of breads. Somebody used their creative ability to say, you know what? I'm gonna make another bread and I'm just gonna put some sesame seeds in it. That's my bread. It's that simple. And you can make billions off just that idea. Toilet tissue. Everybody got to wipe their ass. Let's be real. Don't you see all them different brands of toilet tissue? Some soft, some double sheeted, some triple sheeted, some... Come on now. It's the same. It's a billionaire company. Same shit. Using the creative mind. But instead, y'all want to go to the store and y'all want to buy it. Instead of using your mind to advance your family and generations to the billionaire level, to be a king and a queen. It's sad. Rat race. That's what that is. That's a rat race.
You should want that. You should want the promotion. You should want to make more money. And then you get to, towards the end of your life and you realize, oh my God, I did everything from such a place of I should want this. And I only did it because people told me to do it. I never really wanted it. I gritted my teeth through it throughout my whole life. And then they wake up with this pang of regret. That's not something I recommend for anyone. Right?
Me neither.
Because you stuff your heart in a box and it gets very, very difficult to take it out of the box. It takes a lot of untraining, retraining yourself to get this heart out of the box and to listen to the heart and what it's saying. So a lot of people are afraid to follow their intuitive guidance because they think there is some proven method out there, like we mentioned earlier, but in reality, there is no proven method for you. You are creating your proven method when you trust yourself. That is the only proven method.
I told y'all, you gonna ask the question, you be like, what do I want to do today? And then God gonna tell you, oh, I need you to do this and that. You be like, I don't want to do that. All right, I guess 50 push-ups straight? I mean, to me, that's nothing. But the other people, they like, I can't even do one. But I need you to get down and do that. Exactly. It ain't gonna be no method that you already thought of. It ain't gonna be something that somebody else doing. It's gonna be totally different because every person, every spirit, every body, every mind is different. Nobody's the same.
The only proven method is the one that you create for yourself. So you should always, at all times, strive to follow your own unique path. Always pick things that resonate with you, things you feel called to, because then you're listening to the intuitive yearnings of your heart. But at other times, be very, very on alert when you know, something might be uncomfortable, and that's actually a good sign. It means you're expanding your comfort zone. But if it makes you just switch off, you're not excited and nervous about it, then it's not worth it. The true things in life that are worth pursuing are the things that make you uncomfortable, but at the same time, you know you have to do it. It's the right thing to do. This uncomfortable thing is...
Like I said, that 50 to 50 pull-ups, some 50 push-ups, right? You know you got to do that. You know it's going to help your shoulder pain that you got, your back pain that you got. And it's going to be uncomfortable doing it. You know it's going to, man, it might take you a week or 2 weeks. It might take you a couple months to get right. You know it. But it's worth pursuing. So that way when you 80 years old, you ain't like, man, I should have just joined that football team, man. Man, I knew I couldn't make the basketball team, but I could have made it. I could have at least played baseball. So you ain't looking stupid. You ain't saying that dumb stuff. You actually pursued all your goals. So you 80 years old. You happy? Grandma, grandfather, what you happy about? You like, man, I had a good life, man. I did everything I wanted to do anytime I wanted to do it. Like, you ain't got no type of regret. And you gonna live longer because of that.
Is the right thing to do. But the difference between that and the wrong thing to do is it's uncomfortable, but at the same time, it just doesn't make sense to do. Like, you can't see any good reason why you should do something. Those are the ones you should avoid. So to summarize this, practice any form of creative work. I recommend doing creative visualization in creating the life that you want. But also when I make these videos, I get into that creative zone. Because when we channel our inner creativity, we're actually channeling God. God is the ultimate creative entity, the creative being. So what I've gone and done...
That's what I said, yup. It's all God. Me speaking the way I'm speaking, all this all God. It ain't. Like I said, it ain't me. I ain't got no identity. I've been through that. I knew that since came out the womb. I've been through that.
And has made a complete guide on visualization. It's like a 30-40 minute long video, which actually has a 7 or 8 page guide at the end of it, completely free for you to access. You can click right here. It's a comprehensive video I made around 2 months ago. A lot of people have been loving it, gotten around 350,000 views on it. We make these videos because...
All right, I'm gonna give y'all the easy way, man. You ain't gotta go watch the 35-minute video after we just watched this video of how to visualize. You want to show you how to visualize? It's really easy. Right now I have a camera and a screen in front of me, but right now in front of my physical eyes that's what's there. What I'm visualizing is a big ass mansion. It got pillars, it got a waterfall in front of it, you know what I mean? It got these big stairs, they lighting up, man. It got this pool in the back, man, jacuzzi, man. I'm seeing it. 10 cars, maybe 15, depending on who at my house right now. I'm seeing it. This is visualization, essentially. So you're visualizing what you want. It's the same as when you go into that grocery store, and this is a great example that I give, because this is what I do. So when I'm going to the store, I'm visualizing that there's going to be parking for me. So when I go to the store, there's always parking. I can always park in the front. I'm visualizing if I park in this handicap, I'm not going to get a ticket. So I park in the handicap and I never get a ticket. I'm visualizing that I ain't even got to park in the parking spot. I can do whatever I want to do, and I'm going to do it. So that's what I visualize. And then you take action and you go do it. Right? The reality literally is going to give you what you think. So if you're thinking, man, oh man, I hope there ain't no police around, man. If I park in this handicap, I might get a ticket. You go in the store, you come back out, police like, sir, you know this is a handicap spot, I'm going to have to write you a ticket. You like, Dang, bro, I knew I shouldn't have parked here. Yeah, that's because that's what you visualized. You can even visualize. You can even visualize someone coming up to you and saying, man, don't even worry about it, bro. Just don't, man, make sure you don't be parking here too frequently because we need the other people to park here. You can visualize the outcome being good. It don't always have to be bad. So that's part of the transmutation is what he's talking about. Transmutating a bad situation. It's raining outside, but we can also go outside and dance in the rain. Purple rain, right? Like Prince, right? Taking that bad situation and making it good. It's raining, but we know the sun gonna come out later or it may come out tomorrow. It's sunny right now. It ain't raining actually. But I'm just saying. That's how you transmute. That's how you take one visualization, right? You got your dream car. How you see that dream car? What it feel like? You know what I'm saying? What it feel like? What the seats feel like? How fast it go? You know? Now what you can do is what a lot of people like to do. They like to go to the dealership. They actually go sit in the car. They trying to feel it. They trying to really, So that way when you at the house, your visualization is real because you already sat in it. And you know where it's at. You know where it's at. You know where it's coming from. Now you just got to go online. Now you about to put your specs together. You don't know where the money coming from. It don't even matter, but you finna put your specs together. Let me go ahead and, what color you want? You want a white one or you want a red one? You got to tell the universe what you want. Shh, man, I want a white one, man. You want some tints on it, man? What you want? What you want? You want the regular version or you want the base version? What you want the rims on it? What you got? What you the 20-inch, 21-inch rims? What we doing? You got to tell the universe what you want. But again, that's transmuting that information. That's visualizing what you want, seeing it, right? So now you seeing it, you believe in it, then it has to come true. There's no way of stopping that unless someone comes along and is like, man, you can't get that car. Oh, no, man, and you believe what they saying. If you believe what these people saying, they gonna cut off your dreams. I told y'all that. It's called timeline collapse. It's where you have this timeline. It can be 50 years, 100 years, 1,000 years. And then somebody comes along, and if it's not structured, right? If it's not structured, if it's not fortified, somebody can come along and Twin Towers that thing. They knocking the timeline down to where you like, man, I don't even know what I want to do now, man. I thought I was going to do this. Now you sound dumb. Like Quasi said, you follow your instinct. Forget what them people talking about. You continue going that path. It's going to be a narrow path. Everybody can't walk that path. Everybody can't walk on the top road. They're going to fall off. They scared. Everybody can't walk on the water. They scared. Everybody can't fly with the birds. They scared. Come on now. But we take leaps of faith, right? We take leaps of faith, right? Because we believe in what? God. We out. Peace.